What's up, everyone? It's August 29th, 2017. It's 11 p.m. I'm here with Jacey again.
What's up?
We just want to make another video because we had an experience today. We went to the bar where Jacey works, and we were talking with this older woman. I would say she's, what, in her 50s-ish? Just to give you context of her age.
Yeah, she's about mid-50s, yeah.
And she was really cool, and she was talking to us and stuff. Maybe I should back up. The whole point. Have you ever just wanted to come out? Like, if you're at, like, the stage where we are in transition, where no one can tell, and they can just chat you up in a bar, and then they say things, and sometimes you just want to be like, but then, you know, it's
right,
your place where you work, and you don't want to do that. But that's what leads us to this whole thing. Sometimes you're in situations where it's like, do I want to? This would make so much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, so today, you know, we were chatting her up. Go ahead and look like what happened. So
Okay,
you know her already.
I do.
So
She's a bar patron. I manage and bartend at this place, so I manage more than I bartend. I used to be a full-time bartender, but I'm not anymore. But the point of the story is I've made, you know, really good connections with these people. I've chatted with them for hours, and she's a really cool. She's a really cool lady. Even though she has like a lot of money and she comes from like all this prestige, like you would think she's a little more snobby, but she's totally not. So she was talking to us about, well, essentially we were talking to her about the Pacific Northwest and Oregon and, you know, etc. And she was talking to us about a book. What was the name of that book?
Wild, and it was like My Journey into the Pacific Coast Trail or something.
Do you remember the author's name?
No, I don't even.
Okay, so
it's about a woman.
It's a woman. It's a
wrote
woman.
it.
It's about a woman. It's right. She wrote her own like autobiography. Is that what?
Yeah, like her experience hiking the Pacific Coast Trail.
Right, and you know, this customer at the bar was going on and on about how, you know, maybe Charlie and I didn't want to read the book because it was.
She's like, I know you guys are guys, and it's by a woman, but you know, I know, you know. And
she even went as far as saying like it could help you even as men, and I turned and looked at you and I was like, whoa, like that's kind of, but that would have been the perfect opportunity, the perfect spot to be like, well, as a matter of fact, you know what I mean, and just totally make the conversation. I mean, not necessarily more interesting, but kind of,
but like give a whole different,
a whole different perspective on it, and like an educational perspective as well. You know, you can kind of use that that channel to educate folks as well.
Absolutely, and it adds legitimacy because, you know, I recently came out to a coworker. She's the only one, but like there were things I knew or things that were like, he's not gay, but it just, you know, I don't know. Like this guy sitting there, like, do what?
That's what she said. You learned from work.
What?
There's like I knew you weren't gay, but there was something.
No. Oh, we're about to have a little cat interview. No. It's just like they sense something different about me, and most people would assume that I'm gay. Oh no, she didn't say that. But no, I feel like in general, or like more like in dating situations. So when I say something more of a feminist slant or something, and I'm ready as a cis dude, they're like, But if you're like, if we were to come out and whatever, then she'd be like, oh. You know, because I almost feel like it sounds almost patronizing sometimes. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know, I can learn a lot from women or something, or like blah blah. And they'd be like, but it's interesting if they know I was socialized as female. They're like,
true.
oh no, it's because the way she mentioned she did it. It was 2 or 3 times where she's like, I know it's by a woman, and you guys are guys.
Right, and it's almost like she didn't want to offend us because you know what I mean, like the male ego is very.
And then she goes, but even and then it's almost like it's very sad. She grew up in Georgia, and it's like in this, you know, she's in her 50s in this sexist time where she even doesn't believe like women are quite there with men. She's like, well, I mean, you could still get. She said something like, you could still get something out of it even though it's written by a woman. And I was like,
even though it's written by a woman. And I said the conversation had went somewhere.
But I said something like, oh, I'm sure. I was like, no, it's actually on my wishes. I was like, I found it really inspiring.
Yeah, but both of us like kind of at the same time. I was like, we don't care. You know what I mean? She was like, oh.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, you like it.
She kind of found that interesting that neither one of us
because we were so chill about it. Not like, oh well, you know, maybe like I don't know.
Right, like oh, it's about a girl and I want to read it. Like how silly does that?
Yeah, it was very sick because you were looking at it like, well, when you know, she's like, I know it's by a girl, and I was like, do we sound like that? Do we sound like, oh, we wouldn't read a book by a
like such manly, egotistical men. I'm like,
I don't even know.
Fuck that.
I'd like to think if I was a cis dude, I'd read a book. Like,
I know.
Like, it could be a cool book. I mean, who cares? I'm like, I want to be like...
She was drunk and we were not.
That's true. That's true. I was going to be like, oh, honey, I love books by women, films by women. I could tell in the first 10 seconds of a film if a woman directed. You know, but I'm like, I really like
And you know what?
Touch on art. But she'd be like, oh, your gay friend's nice.
If the circumstances were different,
if we hadn't been at your bar, yeah.
I might have looked right at you and been like, you know, are you comfortable with, you know what I mean?
I'd be like, yeah.
I totally would have been
drop
okay.
the T-bomb. I love doing that.
The T-bomb. But as far as I know, nobody at my job knows. People can know.
Yeah, and that's fine. You don't have to sit there and, especially since we just gone in there to eat, you weren't on.
Right, it's very kind of like blase, yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to out yourself.
Yeah, no.
But it's like
it just wasn't the right.
I just want to. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I could
So
speak to this or understand this, and this is why I don't just sound like a guy that's like, No, it's like, no, I really
and
get
it's
this.
almost like people understand and see that there's something different about you, but they don't necessarily know what it is.
Right.
So, like, you come out to
Which
somebody and it's like, oh my god. That makes so much sense, you know? He's so different because of,
it's not being gay. It's,
Right.
And that could be
It's
a
a
whole
social thing.
Another video, which I've been getting, like, the more comments on the masculinity and sensitivity on that. So,
cool.
All you empaths out there will be trying to do some stuff on masculinity and sensitivity, because it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I think a lot of trans guys already have that, or more prone to it, or more prone to exploring it even. And probably cis men are just as sensitive, they just don't have the same whatever.
I'll be honest with you, in the beginning of my transition, I almost felt like I had to be... like extra masculine to kind of make up for that.
Or I would police my actions. Like,
like something like that.
I don't care.
You know, just kind of act more, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as time's gone on, it's been like, that's so
I'm like, I will lounge in my cocktail dress.
I think it's just the more comfortable
either,
you become in your skin. It's, you know what I mean, so much easier to kind of just let that go. But that was an issue for me for a while.
Oh, yeah.
It's like...
I think that's common. And I think that's common for trans guys, for cis guys trying to find their masculinity at a young age. You know, like, do I have to do this? Am I allowed to be sensitive? Can I think a baby animal is cute? Do I have to put up that
Can I think a baby animal is cute?
You know, like, I would police myself that much. I'm like, I'm a straight guy now. Am I supposed to, like, be stoic? Like, I was in... I'm like...
I know. It fucks with your brain. It's all that social stigma that's...
Yeah, I'm like, suddenly I'm seen as a dude, I'm like, awing over a little bit, and I'm like, wait.
Right.
And then I'm like, I don't care now. Oh, you know? You know what I'm saying? No, but I did police that, and now I'm mad at myself for doing that, but I think that's a natural part of the process.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
yeah. That could be a whole other video, stages of masculinity.
It's
like, just how you get comfortable. But then that's not true. I mean, I've seen people that are, like, preachy, that are like, whatever. But for me, and I think probably for a good, I don't want to say majority, but, you know, like, a lot of people, that is their experience, the longer you're doing, the more comfortable you are.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, we want to keep it a little shorter this time. But yeah, so have you ever had a situation where you just like kind of like want to come out, but you know, it might not be the right timing, or it was? I'd like to hear about it. If you have any ideas or anything else we can talk about.
Absolutely, we want to make videos, so.
Yes. All right. Take care. Happy August. It's almost over. I can't believe it.
I know.
Bye summer. That sucks.
Bye. Well, nice weather for us, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Here comes the nicer weather.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, everyone. Yeah, finally. All right. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.